bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With News of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. New regulations this week from the Health Ministry will effectively reduce the quarantine period for coronavirus patients. The new order will allow patients to be considered recovered after 3 consecutive days without symptoms and at least 10 days since testing positive or the onset of symptoms. Asymptomatic patients will be considered recovered 10 days after initial diagnosis. The move comes after the ministry adopted new World Health Organization recommendations to shorten the isolation period and is expected to save virus tests and lift much of the workload from the healthcare system. It's estimated that more than 7,000 patients will be able to leave quarantine right away under the directive. Israel has reached 30,000 active coronavirus patients for the first time since the start of the outbreak, and an IDF report indicates that the country could have dozens of new coronavirus patients in serious condition and hundreds of virus-related deaths next month if the current infection rate continues on the same trajectory. A preliminary vote on a bill which would outlaw gay conversion therapy in Israel was passed in the Knesset this week, which ignited anger among the ultra-Orthodox parties in the coalition. Backed by Blue and White, voting showed 42 lawmakers in favor of the legislation and 36 opposed. United Torah Judaism MK Moshe Gafni warned that his party is considering its next steps and soon after announced that UTI would no longer cooperate with Blue and White, and he urged other ultra-Orthodox lawmakers to follow suit. A group of Palestinian cyclists were attacked by Israeli settlers in the West Bank after being led astray by the popular trail app Komoot they were using to chart a path north from the Palestinian village of Berzit. The cyclists said a group of Hebrew-speaking men approached them and ultimately started throwing stones and using a metal rod to beat one of the cyclists. Komoot said it regretted the incident, but that its service is not specifically optimized for route planning through areas of political unrest. And the social workers' 17-day-long strike ended midweek after an arrangement for better employment conditions was signed with the Finance Ministry. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.